This is CGTN, China Global Television Network.
With 48 days to go to the Tokyo Olympic Games, nations are getting their athletes ready. After Egypt's Hidayah Malak's medal-winning performance at the Rio Olympic Games in 2016, she has inspired more belief in the Egyptian taekwondo team that will be sending 4 athletes to Tokyo. Also, Cameroonian sprinters are looking to build on their success at the 2019 World Athletics Championships and at least reach the finals of the Olympics. Hello, welcome to your weekly sports program that brings you all the sporting news and reviews from an African perspective. We will highlight the thrill of victory while also showing you the agony of defeat. I'm Richard Nta in Nairobi. This is Sports Scene. Put on your seatbelts, buckle up, get ready. Let's get started. Here's what's coming up in the show. Also coming up, Kenya holds a pre-trial event for their Olympic qualifiers to test their systems. Once again, welcome to Sports Scene. Let's get started with Taekwondo. In 2016, Hidayah Malak became the first African female Taekwondo athlete to win a medal in the Olympics. Malak is now on a mission to get in shape for Tokyo, hoping to win a second consecutive medal and Egypt's third in the sport. With 4 strong players in the national team this year, Egypt is increasing its chances this year in Tokyo. CGTN's Adel El Mahroui has more.
In 2016, Hidayah Malak made taekwondo history by becoming the first African woman to win an Olympic medal in the sport. This year, Egypt's young star is on her 3rd Olympic journey to Tokyo. Jumping into the heavier minus 67 kilograms weight category, she's going through a totally different experience.
So my style in this weight, I'm trying to be more faster than the opponent because I come from a lower weight, 57. So I'm trying to be more faster, more quicker because they're some of them are much more stronger than me. So I'm a little bit lighter and quicker and to play faster and to play smart because I cannot be better physically than them. So I can be smarter than them, I hope.
Hidayah began the journey in this new weight category with a dry medal spell. She then gradually began to regain her global standing, winning back medals, including a bronze in the Grand Prix, which includes the world's top 32 players. The road to Tokyo was extremely difficult for the Egyptian national taekwondo team during the COVID-19 pandemic. While Hidayah got infected with the disease, one of her colleagues faced graver health challenges.
It was a very tough qualification. This Olympics is very different from any other because of the pandemic. It was more difficult for me because I was so close to getting qualified as one of the top 6 players in the world. Right before that, I got a cruciate ligament injury and had a knee surgery. I recovered and qualified through the African qualifications, which is very hard. Africa has a lot of strong players.
Before his injury, Saif ranked the top player in the world for 3 consecutive months. The national team coach says the postponement of the Olympics last year gave Egypt's players a chance to recover and get stronger.
It gives us time to know the athletes and to plan better situation for each individual athlete, no? To make a strategy where we want to be located and how we're going to achieve this level. Obviously, for the athletes, big weighting is difficult because the mentality is, I want to fight. And when they don't have this opportunity to be testing, it's hard for them.
4 Egyptian athletes qualified to Tokyo this year. It's a taekwondo full house. Physically, the 2 men and women representing the nation and Africa are in their best shape yet.
I hope, like I say, to get a medal we are preparing for this. We want to have this medal, and inshallah, we can have it. Like I say, we cannot put any country down or get overconfidence because anything can happen. But like I say, we have the quality in the athletes, the quality in the mentality to face anyone, and obviously the mentality to win.
Coach Salazar's plan is not to infuse fear or a sense of creating a tensed feeling of responsibility among the national team players. They plan to fly to Japan with the complete opposite emotions.
My target in Tokyo is to, number one, just enjoy, because I don't want to put pressure on myself. That I have to get another medal, I don't need this pressure. I just need to focus, enjoy, and if the medal comes, it comes. If it doesn't, it's God's will.
Nonetheless, Egypt is counting on Hidayah for a record second consecutive medal in the sport. Africa has so far won 4 taekwondo medals in the Summer Olympics. 2 of them are Egyptian. Adil Mahroui, CGTN, Cairo.
This year, Cameroon will be represented by 2 athletes in the sprint events at the upcoming Olympic Games in Tokyo. Both athletes have been actively preparing in Yaoundé for the competition, as CGTN's Susan Wangeli now reports.
Emmanuel Esma is a 100 and 200 meters athlete. In 2019, he participated in the men's 200 meters at the World Athletics Championships in Doha, but failed to qualify for the semis. In the same year, he took part in the men's 200-meter and men's 4x100-meter relay events at the All-African Games without winning a medal. The 27-year-old has since taken up a serious training program at the Amadou Ahidjo Stadium in Yaoundé.
I have 5 training sessions a week. During these 5 sessions, there is one where I can only train in the weight room. This is the first time that I have qualified for the Olympics. I have always dreamed of taking part in this great global event, and now that dream is coming true, my goal for Tokyo is to reach the final. Once that is done, then anything will be possible.
We have been preparing for the Olympics for 2 years now, as the competition was originally scheduled for 2020. Currently, we are fine-tuning our training while hoping that the competition will not be postponed again. I think given the good performances Emmanuel has had lately, he could make a very good impression at the Olympics.
Like Esma, Raphael Nta is also a sprinter specializing in the 100 and 200 meters. Nta has taken part in the Youth Olympic Games in 2018 and the African Senior Championships. This will be his first berth at the Olympic Games.
I'm preparing well right now. The training sessions are intense, but everything is going very well. The coach is making me work every day to improve.
The Olympic Games were the major focus for Cameroon's Athletics Federation. Their preparations began quite early in order to get a good number of athletes qualified for sporting's greatest showpiece.
Since 2017, we have begun the process of preparing our athletes. Today we can say that this phase is almost complete because we know the number of Cameroonian athletes who go to Tokyo. There are about 10 regularly qualified who will compete in 7 different sports. We also point out that we still have a possibility to qualify 2 other athletes in weightlifting.
Cameroon has been at the Olympic Games since 1964 but only managed 5 medals. 3 golden medals, 2 in athletics and 1 in football. They also have managed a silver and a bronze medal in boxing. Recently, athletics in the Central African country has been on the rise, but the COVID-19 pandemic has managed to slow down the progress of the already qualified athletes. With the Olympics set to take part in under 50 days, Cameroon will be hoping the athletes can prepare well enough to get more medals. Susan Wangeli, CGTN.
Professional skateboarder Jean-Marc Johannes is leading the race to represent South Africa at the Tokyo Olympics in just a few weeks. Skateboarding, though, has long been associated with rough street life, but it will shake off this reputation when it debuts at the Olympic Games in August. Johannes has several medals and Guinness World Records, and he's hoping to add an Olympic title to his long list of achievements. CGTN's Julie Shire reports.
Jean-Marc Johannes fought off chronic asthma to become one of South Africa's most decorated skateboarders. In his skating career, he smashed 5 Guinness World Records and racked up several medals.
So since I started skateboarding, I've competed in and podiumed in close to 100 events. Internationally, I've won gold twice in 2 different events. Silver in a World Series event, bronze in a International Open, top 10 in Road to X Games, and I was then inducted into a Lifetime World Record Academy as well. So for me, it's really, motivating to know that I can push myself to that level.
Johannes is now chasing Olympic glory. The sport has been included on the Olympic codes for the first time. He's among 200 skaters from around the world vying for a qualifying spot in a historic debut.
To be in Olympic qualifiers and just to see your name in an Olympic ranking, coming from Cape Town and Athlone, it's a big deal for me, and I think for every skateboarder it's a big deal, because we've wanted to get on a big platform for a long time, and to bring back a gold medal from the first Olympic skateboarding event would be more than a dream come true.
The inclusion of skateboarding in the Olympics brings global recognition to a sport considered for a long time as a rebellious street pastime.
It's important to change the narrative globally of skateboarding, but it's also important for skateboarding to keep its core, because that's what made skateboarding what it is. It's just important for the world to understand, how much work we put in as athletes and how much we've put in to bring skateboarding to where it is in the world.
Jean-Marc takes a lot of inspiration from local skateboarders, but he's looking forward to showing off his tricks at the Tokyo Olympics, and South Africans will be rooting for him when the games begin. Julie Shara, CGTN, Cape Town, South Africa.
The Olympics trials of Kenya's celebrated athletics team will be conducted from June the 17th to the 19th in Nairobi. In advance of the event dubbed Mini Olympics, Athletics Kenya held a pre-trial in the capital to give the athletes a taste of what is to come. Here's CGTN's Dorothy Chow with more.
Over the years, the Kenyan Olympics athletic trials have captured the imagination of the world. Selected teams have gone on to top the African medal charts at the Olympics, with 6 gold medals minted at the last edition in Rio 2016. With the Tokyo 2020 trial set for June 17th to 19th in Nairobi, Athletics Kenya left nothing to chance. It organized a 3-day curtain-raising mini trial in Nairobi to give an opportunity to hundreds of hopefuls to have a feel of the real battle ahead.
It has helped us to better prepare so that during the Olympic trials later in the month, we can run even better.
This event has a lot of benefits for me because I have come here to test myself and check on my timings and what I need to improve on.
With competition curtailed due to the pandemic, the mini trial also gave those who attained Olympics qualifying times a stage to gauge their form.
The basic reason of hosting these pre-trials, you know that most of our athletes have not had a chance to compete in various races, both in Europe and also in Kenya here. Because of COVID-19, we have never had an opportunity to organize many races for them. So this is important for those athletes who have already qualified for the Olympics to try and see how far they have gone in the preparation for the last leg of the Olympic trial.
The event also doubled as qualifiers for the Africa Athletics Championships, whose venue is yet to be decided. This is after Lagos, Nigeria, pulled out the late offer to host the continental event this week.
This is one of the events that Athletics Kenya will look into when they name the team. You know, the event was postponed several times, and the president of Athletics Kenya said that we will decide based on the performance of the athletes and also this event included to make a decision on who and the number of the athletes that will represent the country.
With the test event done and dusted, focus now shifts to the brutal Olympics trials to make the Tokyo 2020 team for Kenya's finest talent in the track and field. Chamrono, CGTN.
We are just getting started on Sports Scene. Plenty more to come. Here's what's ahead. Still to come, an exclusive interview with Toronto Raptors executive Masai Ujiri.
How would you create your legend? On the fields, on the tracks, in the arenas of Africa. Were you born to be a player? Could this moment be yours? Sports Scene. Find your game.
Welcome back to Sports Scene. The just concluded inaugural Basketball Africa League in Kigali was widely hailed as a game changer for the sport in the continent. Now, one of the main architects of the BAL and the push to bring NBA basketball to Africa is Masai Ujiri. The president of the 2019 NBA champions Toronto Raptors sat with CGTN's Mohamed Abubakar for this exclusive interview. Let's take a listen.
I'm delighted to be joined by Masai Ujiri, the president of the Toronto Raptors, here in Kigali. Thank you so much, Masai.
Thank you.
Let's begin by your personal assessment of the first edition of the Basketball Africa League.
First of all, thank you. Thank you for having me. It's been incredible. Really, really fun, and just seeing everybody, seeing it come together, I think it's very unique because I know how much work has been put into this on the NBA side, and BAL, and everybody involved with this. Amadou Fall, obviously, like leading this charge. I think it's something that we've all wanted to see on the continent, to have our own league and to have it owned and backed by the NBA, I think is really strong.
What do you believe will be the impact of this league to the development of basketball in Africa?
We have to build youth, and we have to build talent. So Africa, the talent are its people, and we have a youthful population on the continent. We're blessed that way, where we have to create a path for them, and it's going to start in communities. It's going to start in different environments where we have to put up infrastructure where it grows. So all the programs you build around the continent, whether it's the junior NBA or junior leagues anywhere, whether it's youth camps, however you build it, you have to grow it to a certain level so the talent meets where this league is. So there's a lot of work that we have to do to continue to groom this talent from a grassroots standpoint, where it actually meets the level of a league like this.
Masai, with the heavy presence in Africa now, do you believe we will be able to see more talents from the continent make it to the NBA?
We're hoping. Yeah, we're hoping. Again, I come back to infrastructure. It has to come down to that, where we have to continue to build courts around the continent, where talent continues to develop. We have to spread our wings in programs. We have to go into countries where there's a lot of talent also. We cannot underrate that at all. The Nigerias, the Senegals, the South Sudans, the Congos, the Cameroons, we have to go into those countries and really develop some of this talent. In terms of going to the NBA, it's a difficult league. It's a tough league. That's 300, 400 the best players in the world. It's not easy to get to, but there's one thing that's very difficult to find around the world, The most difficult thing in any sport is talent, and we have talent on the continent.
Lastly, Masai, your advice to African countries and federations when it comes to sporting talents at a very young age and nurturing them all the way to making it to pro ball?
I hate to criticize the continent or Africa like this or federations, but we have to do a better job, I think, studying the game and studying other leagues. Yeah, and I think Bal has done an incredible job, Amadou has done an incredible job exposing some of these teams to see how teams are built, yeah, to see setups of teams, right? Yeah, so does like a Zamalek or any of these ball clubs, do they actually know what like the structure of building an organization is? So scouting, front office, medical, marketing, advertising, all the aspects of building a basketball, a sports team. So my advice to federations is study the game. Yeah, learn from all of this, from the people that are organizing this league, so that we can take it to another level.
There are many instances in life where an individual suffers a violent incident and can't escape the psychological scars left as a result. But then they are incredible humans like Mlengi Gwala, who is one of those people who has managed to overcome the trauma of the experience and turn it into motivation for a specific goal. CGTN CS Duplessis has more.
Mlengi Gwala made global headlines in March 2018 when he miraculously survived a brutal chainsaw attack while out on a training bike ride in his home city of Durban. 2 years later, the South African elite triathlete lost his leg due to an infection. It appeared to be the end of the road, but it wasn't. It was the beginning of his Paralympic dream.
I can say it's going well. As you see, I don't have a leg now, so my leg was taken off in August last year. So I'm still trying to get the style, how to adjust from the able body to disabled body. So yeah, but for now I'm on the good peak. I can see the progress. When times I'm gonna be much better when times goes on.
The 30-year-old elite paratriathlete has had to overcome alcohol and drug problems during his life, but says one moment where he was admitted to hospital changed his life forever.
Before life saving and before triathlon, I was very naughty, to be honest. But not naughty, but the easy naughty ones. So I was in alcohol and drugs. So then I was admitted in hospital. They said, you have a serious problem. What you taking? Then I tried to explain them that I'm kind of dyspeptic. So I stayed like 2 weeks there, and then I went out, and then I said, no, it's time to change now.
The former lifesaver says he still has nightmares about the horrifying attack 3 years ago, but maintains thinking of his children gave him the strength to survive.
Yeah, it's true, because on the day, so they cut and then they left me lying on the ground. And then the first thing that came in my mind was my kids, so I said and then I was thinking that if I'm lying down here, there will be no daddy at home. So then I stood up.
Competing in the Paralympics in August and September this year remains an important objective for the inspirational amputee.
Yeah, Tokyo is quite close. It would be a miracle to go there, but I'll try to get there. If I can't, it's okay. So, but the main focus now, I can say it's a Commonwealth. Then 2024 Paris, for sure, I will be much stronger, and then I will have more race, I have more points to go there.
Mlengi Gwala says he's lucky to be alive and lucky to be able to continue doing what he loves. His kids are his motivation to put on his prosthetic leg every day and to get to training. But it is his burning desire to represent the Rainbow Nation that gives him the fuel to continue pursuing his ultimate dream. CS Duplessis, CGTN, Johannesburg.
Tunisia have unveiled Hannibal Mejbri in a spectacular ceremony after he switched his international allegiance from France. The highly regarded Manchester United midfielder previously represented France at under 16 and under 17 levels. However, Mejbri, now 18, has now committed to playing for Tunisia, as CGTN's Adnan Chouachi reports.
Football analysts assert that Hannibal sees the opportunity of playing for the national squad. The presence of the young and talented midfielder will have a positive impact on the performance of the Eagles of Carthage in the upcoming matches.
Hannibal Mejbri is an exceptional footballer. At only 18, he played his first match with Manchester United in the Premier League. It's one of the best football leagues in the world. He plays on the same pitch as Europe's top players. Joining the national team is an important achievement for Tunisia.
Hannibal Mejbri from Man U and Omar Raqiq from Arsenal, as well as other players in Europe, have received their first senior international call-up for the games against Democratic Republic of Congo, Algeria and Mali.
It's important for the national squad to be made up of experienced players as well as new recruits. Competition between players is an advantage for Tunisia.
I'm under pressure since joining the national squad, but it's a positive pressure. Just like all new players, I'm honored to play for my country. I made a good performance with my club in Denmark. It's a huge responsibility.
Tunisian head coach Monzer Kbair noted that the preparation is underway for the continental and international tournaments.
We want to win the 3 matches. Facing DR Congo is challenging but necessary in order to prepare for the Algeria clash. We are ready after watching and analyzing the games of the 3 teams. Tunisia's new players will play an important role.
The Eagles of Carthage will play several additional matches in order to prepare for the World Cup qualifiers, Qatar 2022. The national squad list saw the first call-up of English Premier League players, Omar Raqiq and Hannibal Mejbri. The Tunisian Football Federation has created a special commission in charge of recruiting Tunisian talents from European clubs. Adnan Chouachi, CGTN, Tunis.
Well, that's it for this edition of Sports Scene. Remember, you can send us your feedback to the contacts on the screen and follow us on digital media platforms. For the team, I'm Richard Nta saying thank you so much for watching, and we'll be right back here same time next week. Till then, take care.